Welcome to the Friday between Christmas and New Year's that never seems to exist in anybody's memory. We're in the week that just seems to blend in with everything else. But the good news is the mystery's been solved. Now it's time to tell you about the Stewart family. Ellen, or Ella J. Stewart, was born in 1859 in Jefferson County, New York, and she passed October 16th, 1883, and she's buried along with her parents and a couple siblings in the New Evans Mills Cemetery, Jefferson County, New York. Her father, Danford Stewart, was a farmer, and he was born April 28th, 1826, in Pamelia, and sometime between 1855 and 1858, he married Emily Fraser, who was born in 1831. Ella's father, Danford, came to Jefferson County, New York, along with his parents, John and Olive Barnes Stewart. They are both buried in the old Evans Mills Cemetery, just around the corner from here. I'm sure we'll get to their headstones next summer. Emily's parents also moved to Jefferson County. Emily's father was Oza Page Fraser, and he's originally from Franklin, Massachusetts. And her mother was from Saratoga, New York, Matilda May Anderson. And both of her parents are also buried in the old Evans Mills Cemetery. Danford and Emily had 5 children, to include Ella. And out of those 5 children, they had 0 grandchildren. Their line died out with their children, and there's no one left to take care of them. Ella was the oldest. Next came her sister Emma, who was born January 17th, 1862. Emma was a teacher in Watertown, living and working there from about 1892 to 1819, when she married a childhood friend and a farmhand on the Stewards farm. He was a widowed auto salesman from Coldwater, Michigan, and they packed up and moved out there. And miraculously, at that point, Emma dropped about 7 to 10 years off of her age by lying. Can't say I blame her. Emma died May 24th, 1928. The next sibling was William, or Willie Stewart. He was born August 8th, 1863. He was a draftsman and worked for a Chicago locomotion company. He never married and joined his sister in Coldwater, Michigan, and that's where he passed, April 26th, 1925. But he was returned here and is buried along with his parents and Ella. Next was Charles H. Stewart. He was born in 1865. You could find him with his parents in the 1870 census, but by 1875, he was living with his mother's sister, Elizabeth Fraser, and he's listed as a servant. By 1880, he was still with Elizabeth and his maternal grandmother, and his occupation is listed as tender of the mill. Charles died in 1891, and he's buried at Brookside Cemetery in the town of Watertown, New York. The youngest sibling is Bertha E. Stewart. She was born in July 1875, and she was a teacher and lived with Emma from 1892 to 1919 in Watertown. And after her mother's death in 1901, she became a book canvasser, or a bookbinder, and she also moved to Coldwater, Michigan, and died there March 20th, 1953. She never married, and her body was returned to rest with her parents. The original parents of Danford and Emily Fraser Stewart were neighbors. They lived next door to each other. They grew up together, and they got married. They raised 5 children, hoping for a legacy to continue that unfortunately did not. Thanks for watching.